Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we are going to talk about winter and how people in my town enjoy this season. Winter in my town is a season of change. When the first signs of cold weather appear, everything around us seems to slow down. Trees lose their leaves and the streets feel quieter, as if the world is taking a deep breath. People bundle up in warm coats, scarves and gloves, trying to protect themselves from the biting cold wind. But despite the chill in the air, winter has its own charm, a special kind of beauty that makes you stop and notice the little things. In my family, we have a tradition that brings warmth to the winter months. Every year, we gather together to prepare hot pot ingredients. The kitchen fills with the delicious smells of fresh vegetables, meat, and broth. As we sit around the table, laughing, talking, and sharing the meal, the cold outside seems far away. It's a time when we can forget about the busy world and focus on each other. No matter how cold it is, these moments create warmth in our hearts. While some people find winter difficult to handle, I think it's a great time for reflection. It's a season that encourages you to slow down and think about your life, your goals, and the year ahead. Last winter, I started keeping a journal, something I had never done before. Writing down my thoughts helped me make sense of my feelings and prepare for the future. Sometimes, just looking out the window at the snow-covered ground gives me time to reflect in peace. Of course, winter isn't just about staying indoors. The cold weather makes it harder to go outside, but when I do, I find that the world looks different in winter. The streets are quieter, the air is crisp, and everything seems more peaceful. Even though I'm not a big fan of the freezing temperatures, I enjoy the stillness that winter brings. One of my favourite things about winter is the food. There's something about hot chocolate or a warm bowl of soup that makes the cold more bearable. Last year, I tried making vegetable stew for the first time, and it became a new favourite. The warmth of the food, combined with the cosy atmosphere inside, makes winter feel a little less harsh. It's simple, but it's one of the things I look forward to the most. Even though winter can be tough for some, I believe it's a time to create new routines. Whether it's trying out new hobbies like cooking, reading, or even yoga, winter gives us the chance to discover something new. This season offers an opportunity to build traditions and enjoy the little things that make life more meaningful. You just have to look for them. Winter may not be everyone's favourite season, but it has its own special way of bringing people together. It's a time for family, for quiet reflection, and for creating memories. For me, winter is about finding peace in the cold, cherishing the warmth of home, and appreciating the people around you. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. What is your favourite winter tradition? 2. How do you enjoy winter despite the cold weather? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English, and I'll see you next time.
Hello everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we are going to talk about how to figure out your life and what you want. Many people, especially young people, feel uncertain about their lives. This feeling is completely normal. You may wonder, what do I want to do? Or, what makes me happy? These questions can be difficult to answer, but they are a part of growing up. First, it is important to understand what uncertainty means. Uncertainty means not being sure about something. For example, many young people feel uncertain about their future. This feeling can make you feel confused or even tired. But remember, it is okay to feel this way. It is a phase in life where you learn more about yourself. One way to figure things out is to explore different interests. This means trying new activities or hobbies. For instance, you can take a painting class, learn to cook a new recipe, or join a sports team. Exploring helps you discover what you enjoy. It is like going on little adventures to learn about yourself. Next, when you start exploring your interests, set small and achievable goals. This means making goals that are easy to reach. For example, if you like writing, try to write a short story or a poem. If cooking interests you, try to make a new dish each week. These small goals can help you feel more confident and show you what you like. Remember, it is okay if something does not work out. You can always adjust your goals and try something else. The key is to keep moving forward, even if it is just one small step at a time. Thinking about your past experiences can also help you find what you want. Reflect on what you enjoyed in school or what hobbies made you happy. For example, if you loved art classes, you might have a passion for creativity. If you did not enjoy group projects, perhaps you prefer working alone. These reflections can guide your choices for the future. Another way to find new perspectives and inspiration is by reading books or watching videos. Sometimes the stories and insights from authors or speakers can spark our thoughts. By learning about others' experiences, we can discover new possibilities and options. Whether it's self-help books, motivational videos, or documentaries, these resources can provide valuable insights to help us better understand our feelings and needs. If you ever feel really stuck or stressed, remember that it is okay to take a break. Life can be busy and overwhelming. Taking time to rest can help you clear your mind and gain a fresh perspective. Whether you go for a walk, meditate, or just spend some quiet time alone, taking a break allows you to understand yourself better. Lastly, remember that figuring out what you want in life is a journey, not a destination. It is okay if you do not have all the answers right away. Enjoy the process of exploring different options and learning about yourself. Life is full of surprises, and your desires may change over time. In conclusion, keep trying new things, setting small goals, reflecting on your past, and seeking support from others. Be patient with yourself, and trust that you will find your way eventually. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. What is one new activity you would like to try? 2. How can taking a break help you understand what you want? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English, and I'll see you next time. Hello everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we are going to talk about remembering new words. Have you ever learned a new word but forgotten it soon after? This happens to many people, so don't worry if it happens to you. Today, we will talk about why this happens and share some easy tips to help you remember new words. Why is it hard to remember new words? One reason is that English words can be very different from the words in our own language. For example, the order of words in a sentence may be different, or a word might have only one meaning in English but many meanings in our own language. These differences make it hard to connect English words with the words we already know. Another reason is that we don't practice new words enough. If we only use a word once, it's easy to forget. Our brains need to see and use new words many times to remember them well. Reviewing words often is a good way to keep them in our memory. Finally, everyone learns in a different way. Some people remember words best by seeing them, others by hearing, and some by writing them down. If you haven't found the best way for you, it might be harder to remember new vocabulary. Tips to remember new words. 1. Use new words in real life. When we use new words in everyday life, they are easier to remember. Try to use new vocabulary in sentences or imagine using it in a real situation. For example, if you learn the word borrow, try saying, "Can I borrow a book?" This makes the word feel more natural. 2. Connect words to personal experiences. When we connect new words to things in our own lives, they become easier to remember. For example, if you learn the word adventurous, think about a time when you did something brave or exciting. This personal connection helps you remember the word. 3. Use positive self-talk. Confidence is important in learning. Sometimes we worry about making mistakes. Remind yourself that mistakes are normal and that each time you use a new word, you are improving. Positive self-talk, like saying, "I am getting better every day," helps make learning easier. 4. Visualize the words. Creating a picture in your mind for new words can help you remember them. For example, if you learn the word calm, imagine a peaceful place, like a quiet beach. This mental picture makes it easier to remember the word. 5. Use associations and stories. Connect new words to something funny or interesting. For example, if you learn the word gregarious, you might imagine someone named Greg who always throws parties. This makes the word easier to remember. 6. Review regularly. Reviewing words often helps move them from short-term to long-term memory. You can try spaced repetition. Review a word one day after you learn it, then after a few days, and then after a week. This helps your brain remember the word for a long time. In conclusion, to remember new words, try using them in real-life situations, finding the best way for you to learn, connecting them to your personal life, reviewing them often, and making vocabulary learning fun. With these tips, learning new words can be fun and effective, helping you improve your English step by step. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. Why is it hard to remember new English words? 2. What are some ways you can use new words to help you remember them? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English, and I'll see you next time. Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about speaking English fluently. Many people want to speak English well, but they don't know how. Can you become fluent in English? The answer is yes. In today's article, I will show you how to do this step by step. First, what does fluent mean? Fluency means speaking English easily and naturally, without stopping too much. You do not need to speak like a native speaker. You just need to communicate well. Even if you make some mistakes, that is okay. The important thing is to express yourself clearly. Fluency is like water flowing in a river. When you are fluent, your words flow smoothly, and you don't have to think too much before you speak. Fluency is about being able to talk about simple things, like what you did today, or what your favorite food is. Now, can you become fluent in 5 months? It is possible, but it depends on how much time and effort you spend learning. If you study a little bit every day, you can make great progress. Here are some steps to help you reach fluency. To speak English fluently, you need to practice every day. You don't have to study for hours. Even 30 minutes a day can help a lot. You can listen to English podcasts, watch short videos, or read simple English articles. The key is to make learning a part of your daily life. For example, you can listen to an English song or podcast while you have breakfast. You can review new words during your lunch break. In the evening, you can watch an English TV show or my video. By making English a part of your daily routine, you will learn faster. You don't need to know thousands of words to be fluent. Start by learning the most common words and phrases in English. This will help you talk about everyday things, like your family, your hobbies, or your favorite food. For example, words like hello, thank you, eat, go, and play are used very often in English. Learn these first. Once you know these common words, you can start putting them into sentences. You can say things like, I like to eat pizza, or I go to school every day. This way, you can quickly start having simple conversations in English. To become fluent, you need to speak a lot. Don't worry about making mistakes. The more you speak, the better you will become. You can talk to yourself, find a language partner, or even practice with friends. If you can't find someone to speak with, you can record yourself speaking and listen to your voice. It's important to speak English out loud, not just in your head. By speaking out loud, you train your brain and mouth to work together. This will help you speak more naturally. Listening is a great way to improve your speaking. When you listen to English, you learn how native speakers talk. You can listen to English music, watch movies, or listen to podcasts. Try to understand how people use words and phrases. You don't need to understand every word, but try to get the main idea. For example, you can listen to an English podcast about your favorite topic. This way, you will stay interested, and it won't feel like studying. The more you listen, the more you will get used to how English sounds. Learning a language takes time. Don't get frustrated if you don't see progress right away. Keep practicing, and you will improve. The key is to stay focused and practice regularly. Everyone learns at their own speed, so don't compare yourself to others. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Even native English speakers make mistakes sometimes. The important thing is to keep trying and to enjoy the process. In conclusion, yes, you can speak English fluently. By practicing every day, focusing on common words, speaking often, listening to English, and being patient, you will become a better English speaker. Remember, fluency is about communication, not perfection. That's all for today's lesson. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. How can you practice speaking English every day? 2. Why is it important to focus on common words first? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English, and I'll see you next time.
Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today we are going to talk about dreams and ambitions. Everyone has dreams and ambitions, those special goals and wishes that we hope to achieve in the future. Dreams can be about anything, like having a successful career, traveling to new places, or even helping others in some way. For example, some people dream of becoming a teacher or an artist. One of my biggest dreams is to travel around the world. I want to visit different countries, experience new cultures, and meet people from all walks of life. I've always been curious about how people live in different parts of the world, and I believe that traveling can teach us a lot about ourselves and others. To achieve this dream, I am saving money and planning my trips carefully. Another ambition of mine is to build a successful career. I want to work in a field that I'm passionate about, something that challenges me and allows me to grow. For example, working in a hospital or a school. To reach this goal, I know that I need to work hard, learn new skills, and stay focused on what I want to achieve. It's not always easy, but I believe that with determination and effort, I can get there. Sometimes dreams and ambitions require us to make sacrifices or face challenges. For example, if your dream is to become a doctor, you might need to study for many years and work long hours, but in the end, achieving your dream makes all the hard work worth it. It's also important to remember that dreams can change over time. What we want today might be different from what we want in the future. Maybe you want to become a soccer player now, but later you may want to become a scientist. That's okay. The important thing is to keep setting goals for ourselves and working towards them. Having dreams and ambitions gives us something to look forward to. They motivate us to keep moving forward even when things get tough. For example, when we feel tired or frustrated, our dreams can give us strength. It's also helpful to talk about your dreams with friends or family. They can give you advice and support. Sometimes, sharing your dreams makes them feel more real. And when people believe in you, it can help you believe in yourself even more. So, what are your dreams? What do you want to achieve in the future? Whatever they are, remember to believe in yourself and never give up. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. What is one of my biggest dreams? 2. Why is it important to share your dreams with others? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English and I'll see you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we are going to talk about learning from criticism. Have you ever felt upset when someone criticized you? I think most of us have. Criticism can feel like a bad thing. It can hurt our feelings or make us feel like we did something wrong. But today, I want to talk about why criticism can actually be helpful and how we can learn from it. First, let's understand what criticism is. Criticism is when someone gives you feedback about something you did. It could be about your work, your actions, or even something you said. Sometimes criticism is positive, like when someone says, "You did a good job, but here's how you can do even better." Other times it might be negative, like when someone says, "This isn't good enough." Even though negative criticism can be hard to hear, it can help us grow. When I first started learning English, I made a lot of mistakes. My teacher would often tell me what I was doing wrong. At first, I felt embarrassed and thought, maybe I'm not good at this. But then I realized that my teacher was not trying to make me feel bad. She was helping me see where I could improve. So I started listening carefully to her feedback and used it to get better. Over time, I became more confident in my English skills. Here are a few tips on how to learn from criticism. First, try to stay calm and listen carefully. Instead of getting angry or sad, think about what the person is saying. Ask yourself, is this true? Can this help me improve? Second, ask questions if you don't understand the criticism. You can say, "Can you explain what you mean?" Or, "How can I do better next time?" This shows that you are willing to learn and improve. Third, remember that no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. What's important is how we respond to those mistakes. Sometimes criticism is not fair or it is too harsh. In these cases, it is important to remember that not all criticism is useful. If someone is being mean or not helping you improve, it might be better to ignore that feedback and focus on the constructive criticism that can help you grow. In the end, learning from criticism is about being open to feedback and using it to become a better person. It's about understanding that we all have things to learn and ways to improve. So, the next time someone gives you criticism, take a deep breath, listen carefully, and think about how you can use it to grow. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. How can criticism help you improve? 2. What should you do if criticism feels too harsh or unfair? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English and I'll see you next time. Welcome back to the final part of our pronunciation series. In the first 2 videos, we discussed why pronunciation is important and shared some practical tips for improving it. Now, in this last video, we're going to look at some specific pronunciation challenges that many English learners face and how you can tackle them with targeted practice. One common problem is the th sound, which doesn't exist in many languages. To make this sound, place your tongue between your teeth and blow air out. Words like think, 3, and this are great examples to practice with. It may feel strange at first, but with regular practice, it will become easier and more natural. Silent letters can also be tricky. In English, many words contain letters that are not pronounced, such as the K in night or the B in comb. These silent letters can be confusing for learners, but the good news is that once you know which letters are silent, you can skip over them when speaking. One way to practice is to make a list of common words with silent letters and review them regularly until you remember which letters to leave out. Another area where learners often struggle is word stress. In English, stressing the wrong syllable can change the meaning of a word or make it harder for others to understand. For example, in 2-syllable nouns like table and apple, the stress is on the first syllable, while in two-syllable verbs like relax and enjoy, the stress is on the second syllable. Practicing with these word pairs will help you get used to the correct stress patterns in English. Vowel sounds are another challenge because English has more vowel sounds than many other languages. Words like ship and sheep may sound similar to learners, but they have different meanings. Practice listening to these subtle differences and repeat the words until you can hear and say them correctly. If you find consonant clusters challenging, try focusing on the individual sounds first. Break down the word into smaller parts and practice each part separately. Once you feel comfortable, combine the sounds smoothly. This method helps improve your pronunciation without feeling overwhelmed. Intonation is another key part of pronunciation. English speakers tend to raise and lower their voices to show meaning. For example, when asking a question, our voices usually go up at the end of the sentence. You can practice this by listening to how native speakers ask questions and then mimicking their tone. Finally, let's talk about connected speech. When native speakers talk quickly, words often blend together. For example, want to becomes wanna, and going to becomes gonna. Listening to fast speech and practicing these shortened forms will help you sound more natural when speaking. Thank you for joining this pronunciation journey with English Mini Classroom. You've worked hard, and it shows. Keep practicing regularly, set goals for yourself, and track your progress. Soon, you'll notice how much more confident and clear your English pronunciation has become. That's all for today. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hello again. Welcome back to the second video of our three-part series on pronunciation. In the previous video, we talked about why pronunciation is so important. Now, let's dive into some easy and practical ways you can improve your English pronunciation step by step. These techniques are not only simple but also effective. One of the easiest ways to improve your pronunciation is to listen and repeat. Find English words or sentences, whether from English learning apps, videos, podcasts, or TV shows, and then try to mimic the way the speakers say them. Pay close attention to how they pronounce the words, their tone, and the rhythm of their speech. When you listen carefully and repeat often, your pronunciation will improve naturally over time. Another helpful technique is to use a mirror while speaking English. Watching yourself in the mirror allows you to see how your mouth moves to produce different sounds. This can be especially useful for tricky sounds that require precise tongue and lip movements, which are often challenging for English learners. By practicing in front of a mirror, you can adjust your mouth shapes to better match native English speakers. You can also record yourself speaking English and then listen to the recordings. When you hear your own voice, you'll notice which sounds or words you need to work on. Sometimes, we don't realize our mistakes until we listen to ourselves from a distance. Recording your voice is a great way to track your progress over time and notice improvements in your pronunciation. If you're serious about improving your pronunciation, learning the phonetic alphabet can also be helpful. The phonetic alphabet shows how each word is pronounced, and many dictionaries use it to provide pronunciation guides. This can be particularly useful when you encounter new words, ensuring you pronounce them correctly from the start. Fun activities can also make pronunciation practice more enjoyable. For example, tongue twisters are a fun way to challenge yourself and practice difficult sounds in English. Try saying, "She sells seashells by the seashore," quickly, and you'll understand why. It's tricky but great for improving fluency. Another great way to practice pronunciation is by watching English videos with subtitles. This helps you match the spoken words with their written form and understand how sentences are pronounced in real-life situations. Don't forget to focus on one sound at a time. If you try to work on everything all at once, it can be overwhelming. Instead, choose one sound that you find difficult and practice it until it becomes easier. These are just some of the simple yet effective ways to improve your pronunciation. In the next video, we'll explore some common pronunciation problems and how to tackle them. Stay tuned for the final video in this series. You're doing fantastic. And remember, practice makes perfect. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we are going to talk about how to think in English. Learning to think in English is very important because it helps you become more fluent. When you stop translating words from your native language, you can speak faster and more naturally. You will feel more confident when you don't have to stop and think of the right words. This will also make conversations smoother because you won't need to pause as much. One of the easiest ways to start thinking in English is by using simple words in your daily life. When you see something like a chair or a table, try to say the English words in your mind. This is a small but effective way to begin. At first, it might feel a bit strange, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Soon, these words will come to you automatically. Once you are comfortable with single words, try moving on to short sentences. For example, when you want to say, "I'm going to the store," think of this in English instead of your native language. You can also think about what you are doing at the moment. For instance, if you are cooking, say to yourself, "I am cooking dinner." This will train your brain to use English more naturally. The more you practice, the quicker you will improve. Another good tip is to talk to yourself in English. You can do this when you are alone. For example, if you are getting ready in the morning, try saying things like, "I am brushing my teeth," or "I am putting on my shoes." These small actions will help you get used to thinking in English. You can even describe your surroundings or what you plan to do next. Over time, you will feel more confident speaking and thinking in English. It also helps to think about your day in English. At the end of the day, ask yourself, "What did I do today?" Try to answer in English. For example, you can say, "Today I went to work," or "I had lunch with a friend." This will help you reflect on your day while practicing your English thinking skills. It's a simple activity but very useful for building the habit of thinking in another language. Learning to think in English can take some time, so it's important to be patient with yourself. Don't worry if you make mistakes. It's a normal part of learning. The key is to keep practicing every day. The more you immerse yourself in English, through reading, listening, or speaking, the more natural it will become to think in English. Remember, practice makes perfect. Now, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about today's article. Write your answers in a comment down below. 1. Why is it important to think in English? 2. What is one way you can practice thinking in English? Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing your English, and I'll see you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. In this video, we will continue from where we left off in the last lesson, discussing the importance of listening and learning English. Fun listening activities for A2 level. Here are some enjoyable activities to improve your listening skills. 1. Listen to simple English songs. Find songs with easy lyrics. Try to write down the words you hear. Sing along to practice pronunciation. 2. Watch short English videos. Look for videos made for English learners. Start with 2 to 3 minute videos and gradually increase the length. 3. Listen to English podcasts for beginners. There are many podcasts designed for English learners. They often speak slowly and use simple words. 4. Play listening games. Try online games that test your listening skills. For example, listen to a description and choose the right picture. 5. Have short conversations with English speakers. If possible, talk to native English speakers or other learners. Even a 5-minute chat can help improve your listening. 6. Listen to simple stories. Find audiobooks or websites with easy English stories. Try to imagine the story as you listen. 7. Watch English news for learners. Some news websites have special sections for English learners. They speak slowly and use simpler words. 8. Listen and draw. Listen to a description of a scene or object. Try to draw what you hear. Common listening problems and solutions. Sometimes listening in English can be hard.
Here are some common problems and how to solve them. 1. Problem. The speaker talks too fast. Solution. Start with slow recordings and gradually increase speed. Use apps or video players that let you slow down the audio. 2. Problem. You don't understand many words. Solution. Focus on words you do know. Try to guess the meaning from context. Write down new words to learn later. 3. Problem. You get tired or lose focus quickly. Solution. Start with short listening sessions, 5 to 10 minutes. Take breaks and gradually increase listening time. 4. Problem. Different accents are confusing. Solution. Listen to various English accents regularly. Remember that it's okay not to understand everything at first. 5. Problem. You forget what you heard. Solution. Take simple notes while listening. Try to summarize what you heard after listening. 6. Problem. Background noise is distracting. Solution. Practice listening in different environments. Try to focus on the main speaker's voice. Remember, these problems are normal. Keep practicing, and you will improve over time. How to use what you've learned from listening. Listening is not just about hearing English. It's also about using what you learn. Here are some ways to use the English you hear. 1. Learn new words. When you hear a new word, write it down. Try to guess its meaning from how it's used. Look it up in a dictionary later. 2. Notice grammar structures. Pay attention to how sentences are formed. Try to use these structures in your own speaking and writing. 3. Improve your pronunciation. Listen carefully to how words are pronounced. Try to copy the pronunciation when you speak. 4. Learn everyday phrases. Notice common phrases people use in conversations. Practice using these phrases yourself. 5. Understand culture. Listening can teach you about English-speaking cultures. Pay attention to how people talk in different situations. 6. Develop your own speaking style. As you listen more, you'll find ways of speaking you like. Try to use these in your own English speaking. This video has 3 parts and we'll continue discussing more tips on how to improve your listening skills in the next parts. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining this lesson with English Mini Classroom. Keep up the great work with your listening practice. You're doing fantastic. See you in the next lesson. Learn a new English word every day. Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Mini Classroom. Today's video is a bit long, so I have divided it into 2 parts. Let's get started with part 1. Today, we're going to talk about a fantastic way to improve your English. Learning a new word every day. This simple habit can help you grow your vocabulary and feel more confident when speaking English. Let's dive in. Why learn a new word every day? Learning a new word each day is a great idea for many reasons. 1. It's easy. You only need to learn 1 word, which doesn't take much time. 2. It adds up. After a month, you'll know 30 new words. After a year, 365 new words. 3. It improves your English. More words help you understand and speak better. 4. It's fun. Learning new words can be like solving puzzles. 5. It helps with reading. You'll understand more when you read English texts. How to choose a new word. Picking a new word to learn each day is easy. Here are some ways to do it. 1. Use a word-a-day calendar or app. 2. Open a dictionary and choose a random word. 3. Pick a word from something you read or heard in English. 4. Choose words about topics you like: food, sports, music, etc. 5. Ask a teacher or English-speaking friend for a new word. Remember, try to choose words that are useful for your level and interests. Steps to learn a new word. Learning a new word is more than just knowing what it means. Follow these steps to really learn your new word. 1. Write it down. Write the word in a notebook or on your phone. This helps you remember it better. 2. Learn the meaning. Look up the word in a dictionary. Try to understand what it means in your own language. 3. Learn how to say it. Listen to how the word is pronounced. Practice saying it out loud several times. 4. Use it in a sentence. Write a simple sentence using the new word. This helps you understand how to use it. 5. Draw a picture or find an image. If possible, draw a simple picture of what the word means. Or find a picture online that shows the word's meaning. 6. Learn related words. Look for words that mean the same thing, synonyms. Look for words that mean the opposite, antonyms. 7. Review. Look at your new word again later in the day. Try to remember its meaning without looking it up. Example: learning the word. Delicious. Let's practice these steps with the word delicious. 1. Write it down, delicious. 2. Learn the meaning. It means something tastes very good. In simple English, very yummy or very tasty. 3. Learn how to say it. It sounds like delicious. Practice saying it. This pizza is delicious. 4. Use it in a sentence. The chocolate cake was delicious. I love eating delicious fruits in summer. 5. Draw or find an image. You could draw a smiley face eating something. Or find a picture of tasty food online. 6. Related words. Synonyms: tasty, yummy, scrumptious. Antonyms: disgusting, awful, unpleasant. 7. Review. Later ask yourself, what does delicious mean? Try to remember without looking at your notes. Thank you for learning with English Mini Classroom. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing your English vocabulary. Let's meet in the next video. Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. In this final part, we will continue discussing how to improve your listening skills and explore some ways to apply what you've learned. Setting listening goals. To improve your listening skills, it's good to set goals. Here are some example goals for A2 level learners. 1. Short-term goals, daily or weekly. Listen to English for 10 minutes every day. Learn one new word from listening each day. Watch one English video with subtitles each week. 2. Medium-term goals, monthly. Understand the main idea of a 5-minute English conversation. Watch an entire episode of an English TV show for learners. Correctly, answer 7 out of 10 questions about a short audio clip. 3. Long-term goals, 3 to 6 months. Have a 10-minute conversation in English without many pauses. Understand English songs without looking at the lyrics. Watch a short English movie without subtitles and understand the main story. Remember to make your goals smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Tracking your listening progress. It's important to see how you're improving. Here are some ways to track your progress. 1. Keep a listening journal. Write down what you listened to each day. Note any new words or phrases you learned. 2. Take regular listening tests. Many English learning websites offer listening tests. Take a test every month to see how you're improving. 3. Record yourself speaking. Your speaking often improves with better listening. Record yourself talking about what you heard. 4. Use a calendar. Mark each day you practice listening on a calendar. Try to create a streak of consecutive days. 5. Set challenges for yourself. For example, try to understand a new type of English content each week. Note which challenges were easy or difficult. 6. Ask for feedback. If possible, talk to an English teacher or speaker about what you heard. They can check if you understood correctly. Conclusion. Listening is a super important part of learning English. It helps you understand how the language sounds, learn new words, and communicate better. Remember these key points. 1. Listen regularly, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. 2. Start with easy materials and slowly try more difficult things. 3. Don't worry about understanding every word. Focus on the main idea. 4. Try different types of listening activities to make it fun and interesting. 5. Set goals and track your progress to stay motivated. 6. Be patient with yourself. Improving your listening skills takes time, but it's worth it. Every time you listen to English, you're training your ears and brain. You're getting better, even if you don't notice it right away. Keep listening, keep learning, and soon you'll be understanding English much better. This video had 3 parts, and they all work together to help you improve your listening skills step by step. Thank you for joining this lesson with English Mini Classroom. Keep up the great work with your listening practice. You're doing fantastic. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about something very exciting, the Paris Olympics. This event is coming up soon, and it's going to be amazing. Let's dive in and learn more about it. The Paris Olympics is a big sports event that will happen in Paris, France. Athletes from all over the world will come to compete in many different sports. It's a special time because the Olympics only happen every 4 years. Imagine athletes running fast, jumping high, and swimming quickly. It's a time full of action and excitement. Why is the Paris Olympics special? There are many reasons. First, Paris is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It has famous places like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum. People will get to see these amazing places while they enjoy the sports. Second, the Olympics have many great sports. There will be events like swimming, running, and gymnastics. You can watch your favorite athletes compete and maybe even break some world records. Third, the Olympics bring people together. It's a time when the whole world comes together to celebrate sports and friendship. People from different countries meet and share their cultures. It's a wonderful way to learn about the world. Here are some fun things you can do to get ready for the Paris Olympics. You can learn about Paris. Read about the city's history and its famous places. Find out why Paris is called the City of Light. You can also follow your favorite sport. Choose a sport you like and follow it during the Olympics. Learn the names of some athletes and cheer for them. This can make watching the Olympics more exciting. Another great idea is to use the Olympics to practice your English. Watch English videos about the Olympics and try to understand them. This is a fun way to learn new words and improve your listening skills. Let's talk about some cool facts about China's strengths in the Olympics. China has become a powerhouse in the Olympic Games, excelling in sports like table tennis, diving, gymnastics, and badminton. Chinese athletes have won numerous gold medals and set world records in these disciplines. For instance, table tennis is almost synonymous with China's dominance, with Chinese players consistently winning top honors. In diving, China's precision and skill have led to many Olympic victories. Gymnastics and badminton are other areas where China showcases its exceptional talent and training. The Olympics is a great time to learn and have fun. Here are some ways you can get involved. Watch the games with your family and friends. Talk about your favorite moments and cheer for your favorite athletes together. You can also get inspired by the athletes and try a new sport yourself. Maybe you'll discover a new hobby. Sharing your thoughts about the Olympics is another fun activity. Write in the comments about which sport you are most excited to watch. Share your ideas and learn from others. Now to check your understanding, I have 3 questions for you. 1. What are you excited to see in the Paris Olympics? 2. Can you find 5 new English words related to the Olympics? 3. How will you celebrate the Olympics? Thank you for learning with English Mini Classroom. Keep practicing, keep setting goals, and keep improving your English. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about a concept in China called dren. This means working or studying very hard. Many students and workers in China experience this. Let's learn more about it. In English, we call this involution. Dren is about trying very hard to be the best. In schools, students study many hours to get the highest scores. At work, people work late to finish tasks and make their bosses happy. Working hard is good, but Gen can be too much. Why is Gen important? First, it shows how competitive life can be in China. Everyone wants to be the best, whether in school or at work. This can lead to great success, but it also causes a lot of stress. Second, Gen affects how people balance work and life. Some people might work so hard that they forget to rest and take care of themselves. This can lead to burnout, health problems, and a lack of personal time for hobbies and relaxation. Third, understanding Gen helps us see the pressures young people in China face today. The intense competition starts from a young age and continues into adulthood, shaping how people approach their goals and careers. In Chinese schools, students often face immense pressure to succeed academically. They spend long hours studying, attending extra classes, and doing homework. This is driven by the desire to get into top universities, which are seen as a pathway to good jobs and a successful future. This intense focus on education can lead to stress, anxiety, and even health issues among students. In the workplace, Gen means working long hours, often beyond the standard workday, to meet deadlines or impress superiors. Employees might stay late at the office, answer emails during weekends, or take on extra projects. This can lead to high levels of stress, fatigue, and a poor work-life balance. The competition to advance in one's career can sometimes overshadow the importance of personal well-being. The culture of Gen has significant impacts on society. It can lead to a highly skilled and competitive workforce, driving economic growth and innovation. However, it also has downsides, such as mental health issues, physical health problems, and a decreased quality of life. People might feel constantly exhausted, anxious, or dissatisfied despite their hard work. It's important to find a balance. Here are some tips to handle involution. 1. Take breaks, make sure to rest and relax. It's important for your health. 2. Set realistic goals. Focus on what you want to achieve and make a plan that is attainable. 3. Practice time management. Prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively to avoid burnout. 4. Seek support. Share your feelings with friends or family. They can offer support and advice. 5. Stay positive. Believe in yourself and your abilities. Remember, it's okay not to be perfect. Gen is a popular topic because it makes us think about what success means. It helps us ask if being the best is worth the stress. As we learn about Gen, we can also think about our own experiences with hard work and pressure. Now, let's discuss a few questions to understand Gen better. 1. What are the good and bad sides of Gen? 2. How is Gen different from studying or working hard in your country? 3. What can people do to handle the stress of Gen? Thank you for joining today's discussion about Gen in China. This topic helps us understand the challenges many young people face today. It's important to balance hard work with taking care of ourselves. Remember to share your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next lesson at English Mini Classroom. Keep practicing and keep learning. Hello everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to train your listening and comprehension as I speak. Are you ready? Today we're going to talk about communication. This is an extremely important topic because all of us need to communicate in our daily lives. First of all, let's talk about some of the different ways that people communicate. In the past, communication was pretty simple. You could talk to people in person, you could call people on the phone, or you could write people a letter. But nowadays, there are lots of other ways for people to communicate with each other. The internet has given us many more methods of communication. Nowadays, for most young people, sending messages is more common than actually talking to people. They use messaging apps, social media apps, and normal text messaging. We also have video call platforms like Skype and Zoom. This technology has completely changed the way that we communicate. However, there are some things related to communication that will always be the same. For example, communication always requires effort. You need to make an effort to call someone, send them a message, or knock on their door. Communicating with others takes effort, energy, and time. Another thing that's necessary for good communication is good listening skills. Do you know someone that isn't a good listener? This person probably isn't a fun person to talk to. When someone only talks about themselves and they don't ask you questions, this can be annoying or boring. When you talk to someone who really listens to you, it's much more satisfying. So this is something that we can all practice with being better listeners. Another important part of communication is having empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and feel what other people are feeling. When you talk to someone who's empathetic, it feels like they understand you and they care about you. But when you talk to someone who's not empathetic, you probably don't feel this way. One other skill that can help your communication is humor. This refers to being funny. When people have a good sense of humor, it's really fun to talk to them because you can laugh together. Humor makes communication more interesting in general. Okay, now let's talk about some of the difficulties with communication. One of the hardest situations is when you're talking to someone who speaks a different language. I'm sure many of you have had the opportunity to speak English to someone who doesn't speak your language. This is both exciting and hard. It's exciting because you get to practice your English in a real situation. But it's hard because English isn't your native language. You can't express yourself how you express yourself in your language. Of course, this is why you're learning English, so that you can speak to people from other countries more effectively. Another thing that can be difficult is if you're a shy person. People who are shy usually don't feel comfortable meeting new people and talking to many people. I used to be shy when I was a kid, but I think people can become less shy if they practice. If you force yourself to speak to people often, it'll start to become more normal for you. You'll feel a little less uncomfortable after a while. One last difficulty that people have is public speaking. Most people don't like speaking in front of a large audience. It doesn't feel good when everyone is watching you. If you have to give a presentation to an audience, the best thing you can do is really prepare and memorize your presentation beforehand. If you do this, you'll be able to say what you need to say even if you're nervous. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the video to see if you understood. 1. What are some new methods of communication mentioned in the video? 2. Why is listening an important part of communication? 3. What can help people who are shy become more comfortable speaking to others? Leave a comment and answer the questions. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Mini Classroom. This is part 2 of our lesson on learning a new English word every day. If you haven't watched part 1, make sure to check it out first. Let's continue from where we left off. Tips for learning a new word every day. Here are some helpful tips to make learning a new word each day easier and more fun. 1. Choose a time each day to learn your new word. For example, during breakfast or before bed. 2. Use sticky notes. Write your new word on a sticky note. Put it somewhere you'll see it often, like your mirror or desk. 3. Tell someone about your new word. Share what you learned with a friend or family member. Teaching others helps you remember better. 4. Use your new word. Try to use your new word in conversation or writing. The more you use it, the better you'll remember it. Make it a game. Challenge a friend to learn the same word. See who can use it in a sentence first. 6. Use technology. Set a daily reminder on your phone to learn a new word. Use vocabulary apps that send you a new word each day. 7. Keep a word journal. Write all your new words in a special notebook. Review your journal regularly to remember the words. 8. Learn words in themes. Each week, choose words about a specific topic. For example, one week could be about food, another about weather. Fun ways to practice your new words. Learning words is great, but using them is even better. Try these fun activities to practice. 1. Word of the Day Challenge. Use your new word at least 3 times during the day. Give yourself a point each time you use it correctly. 2. Story writing. At the end of each week, write a short story using all the new words you learned. It can be silly or funny. The important thing is to use the words. 3. Picture dictionary. Draw a picture for each new word you learn. After a month, you'll have your own picture dictionary. 4. Word association game. When you learn a new word, write down 3 other words you think of. For example, if the word is sunny, you might think of hot, beach, and summer. 5. Rhyme time. Try to think of words that rhyme with your new word. This helps you remember the pronunciation. 6. Crossword puzzles. Make a simple crossword puzzle using your new words. Ask a friend to solve it. 7. Word chain. Start with your new word and make a chain of words. Each new word starts with the last letter of the previous word. Example: delicious, sweet, tasty, yummy. 8. Conversation practice. Have a short conversation with a friend or language partner. Try to use your new word naturally in the conversation. Overcoming challenges. Sometimes learning a new word every day can be challenging. Here are some common problems and how to solve them. 1. Problem: forgetting to learn a word. Solution: set a daily reminder on your phone or put a note somewhere you'll see it. 2. Problem: not having time. Solution: combine word learning with another daily activity, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. 3. Problem: finding it boring. Solution: try different methods like apps or games to make it more fun. 4. Problem: forgetting words you've learned. Solution: review your words regularly, maybe once a week or at the end of each month. 5. Problem: difficulty using words in conversation. Solution: start by using the words in writing, then slowly try to use them when speaking. 6. Problem: feeling overwhelmed. Solution: remember, it's just one word a day. If you miss a day, don't worry. Just start again tomorrow. Tracking your progress. Seeing your progress can be very motivating. Here are some ways to track how many words you're learning. 1. Use a calendar. Write your new word on each day of a calendar. At the end of the month, you can see all the words you learned. 2. Make a word jar. Write each new word on a small piece of paper. Put the paper in a jar or box. Watch your jar fill up over time. 3. Create a word wall. Write each new word on a sticky note. Stick the notes on a wall in your room. Soon you'll have a wall full of English words. 4. Use a habit tracking app. Many free apps let you track daily habits. Mark each day you learn a new word. 5. Keep a word count. Write a number next to each word you learn. Watch the numbers grow bigger each day. Conclusion: learning a new English word every day is a simple but powerful way to improve your language skills. It doesn't take much time, but it can make a big difference in your vocabulary and confidence. Remember: 1. Choose words that are interesting and useful to you. 2. Follow the steps to really learn each word. 3. Try to use your new words in sentences and conversations. 4. Make it fun with games and activities. 5. Don't worry if you miss a day. Just keep going. Every new word you learn is a step towards better English. Be proud of yourself for making this effort to improve your language skills. Now it's your turn. What new English word will you learn today? Start now, and soon you'll be amazed at how many new words you know. Thank you for learning with English Mini Classroom. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing your English vocabulary. See you in the next lesson. Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to train your listening and comprehension as I speak. Today we're going to talk about a special Chinese tradition called Eat Chu. This is one of the 24 solar terms in China, and it marks the beginning of autumn. Li Chu usually falls in early August, based on the lunar calendar. Li Chu is very important in Chinese culture. It means the hot summer is ending and cooler weather is coming. There are many traditional customs to celebrate Li Chu. One common tradition is Tie Chu Bao, which means sticking autumn fat. On this day, people eat foods rich in fat and protein, like braised pork, stewed chicken, beef stew, and various fish dishes. These foods help people store energy for the coming cold weather. This tradition comes from ancient farming times when people needed to regain strength after working hard in the summer. and to prepare for the autumn harvest and winter work. Besides Tietubel, there are other customs for Liqiu. For example, in some areas people hold ceremonies to thank the land gods for the harvest and to pray for good luck in the future. In southern China, people eat autumn peaches to avoid autumn illnesses and keep their families healthy. On Liqiu, there is a special weather phenomenon called autumn tiger. Even though Liqiu marks the start of autumn, the weather can still be very hot for a while, sometimes even hotter than in summer. This period is called autumn tiger, and people need to stay cool and avoid overheating. Farmers pay a lot of attention to Liqiu. It signals that it is time to start harvesting crops like rice, corn, and beans. Autumn is a busy time for farmers, and they need to work hard to gather their crops before the cold weather arrives. It is also a time to prepare for winter crops, such as plowing fields and planting wheat. In traditional Chinese medicine, Liqiu is a time to take care of health. People are encouraged to eat healthy foods and avoid getting cold. Drinking warm tea and eating soups are common ways to stay healthy. Chinese medicine believes that Liqiu is a time when the body's yang energy starts to decrease, so people should focus on health and wellness to adapt to the seasonal changes. Liqiu is a special time in China. It reminds people that the seasons are changing and that they should get ready for the cooler days. It is a time to enjoy good food, take care of health, and appreciate the beauty of autumn. Now I will ask you some questions to see if you understood. 1. What does Liqiu mark the beginning of? 2. What is Tietubel? 3. What do farmers do during Liqiu? Leave a comment and answer the questions. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to train your listening and comprehension as I speak. Are you ready? Today we're going to talk about morning people and night people. Many of us consider ourselves either a morning person or a night person, and we might have different lifestyles. People are different in many ways, and one of the differences is whether they prefer the morning or the night. Some people love the morning. They wake up early and feel full of energy as soon as the sun rises. These are morning people. On the other hand, there are those that come alive when the moon is out. They're more active and alert during the night. These are night people. Let's dive deeper into the preferences and habits of both morning people and night people. Morning folks often enjoy the quiet and calm of the early morning hours. They like hearing birds chirping and maybe seeing the sunrise. This peaceful time helps them start the day feeling good, making it easier to get things done. For them, the morning is the best time to do things. They feel most productive when the day is fresh and new. Many of them like to get things done early, so they can relax later in the day. Night people, however, find their peace or productivity at night. They might feel creative and inspired, while other people are already in bed. At that time, they can focus on their thoughts and projects without getting easily distracted. Nighttime is precious to them for hobbies, studying, working, or other things. In terms of spending time with others, morning people tend to plan activities for the earlier part of the day. They enjoy socializing during daylight hours, such as having brunch with friends or going on a morning walk with someone. They might feel closer to people who also enjoy getting up early. Night people, however, prefer social events later in the day. They feel more energetic and social as the day goes on. Night people might enjoy going to dinner with friends, chatting late into the night, or going to concerts. They often have friends who also prefer nighttime activities. So what are some advantages and disadvantages of being a morning person or a night person? One of the best things about being a morning person is that the day usually feels longer. When you wake up earlier, it can feel like you have more time to do things. The earlier I wake up, the more things I do during my day. However, one disadvantage of being a morning person is that you might get really sleepy later in the day. If you wake up really early, you're probably going to get tired early. How about night people? Well, one advantage of being a night person is that you can often socialize more with other people. After people finish their workday, there's still time to hang out with family and friends before the day is over. They go to bed later, so they have more time in the evening. Most people socialize after work, not before work. However, One disadvantage of being a night person might be your sleep schedule. Many night people still have to wake up early on weekdays, so this means they might sleep less. And how about you? Are you a morning person or a night person? Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the video to see if you understood. 1. What is one advantage of being a morning person? 2. Why might night people have trouble with their sleep schedule? 3. What types of activities do night people prefer to do? Leave a comment and answer the questions. I'll see you next. Hello everyone. Welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to train your listening and comprehension as I speak. Today we're going to talk about a traditional Chinese house called a sihuyuan. A sihuyuan is a traditional Chinese courtyard house. It is a type of building where the rooms are arranged around a central courtyard. This means that the house has 4 sides and the courtyard is in the middle. The buildings on each side are connected, forming a square or rectangle around the open space. Sihuyuan houses are famous for their comfort. They stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter, making them a great place to live. These houses were perfect for big families. In the past, different generations of the family would live together in one sihuyuan. The courtyard was a place where everyone could meet, play, and relax. The design of sihuyuan is very special. The buildings around the courtyard are usually 1 or 2 stories tall. The main house is often at the north end of the courtyard, facing south. This way, the house gets a lot of sunlight during the day. The other buildings around the courtyard are for sleeping, cooking, and storage. Some sihuyuan even have gardens or small ponds in the courtyard. There are many types of sihuyuan in different parts of China, but the most famous ones are in Beijing. These Beijing sihuyuan have a long history and are an important part of Chinese culture. They show how people in the past lived and worked together. The sihuyuan is not just a place to live. It also has cultural significance. For example, the courtyard is often a place for family gatherings and celebrations. People would gather there for festivals, weddings, and other important events. The courtyard is also a place where children can play and where adults can relax after a long day. One special tradition related to sihuyuan is the family gatherings during important festivals. For example, during the Mid-Autumn Festival, families would gather in the courtyard to enjoy mooncakes and admire the full moon. The courtyard was a perfect place for these gatherings, allowing family members to spend time together in a peaceful and beautiful setting. Another interesting fact about sihuyuan is that they are designed to be very practical. For example, the houses are built to keep out the cold winds in the winter and to stay cool in the summer. This makes them very comfortable to live in all year round. The design also allows for good airflow, which is important in hot weather. However, with the growth of modern cities, many traditional sihuyuan have been replaced by tall buildings and apartments. This is especially true in big cities like Beijing. But even though there are fewer sihuyuan today, they are still important. Their unique design and cultural value make them a symbol of Chinese history and tradition. Today, some people are trying to preserve these traditional houses. They believe that sihuyuan are an important part of China's cultural heritage. By preserving them, we can learn more about how people lived in the past and keep these traditions alive for future generations. Sihuyuan are also important for researchers. They study these houses to understand more about Chinese culture and history. By looking at the way sihuyuan were built and used, researchers can learn about the daily lives of people in ancient China. So why is the sihuyuan special? First, it is a symbol of Chinese family life. The courtyard brought families together and created a peaceful living environment. Second, it shows the beauty of traditional Chinese architecture. The design is simple but elegant, with careful attention to details like roof tiles and wooden beams. In conclusion, the sihuyuan is more than just a house, it is a symbol of Chinese culture and history. Even though many of these houses are disappearing, they still hold a special place in the hearts of the Chinese people. By learning about sihuyuan, we can better understand the traditions and values that have shaped Chinese society for centuries. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the video to see if you understood. 1. Why were sihuyuan houses comfortable to live in? 2. What kind of family activities often took place in the courtyard of Asfurian? Leave a comment and answer the questions. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. Today, we're going to talk about something very important for learning English. Listening. Listening is a key skill that helps you understand and speak English better. Let's explore why listening is so important and how you can improve your listening skills. Why is listening important? Listening is very important when learning English. Here's why. 1. It helps you understand how English sounds. You hear how words are pronounced. You learn the rhythm and melody of English. 2. It improves your speaking. The more you listen, the better you can speak. You learn how to say words and sentences correctly. 3. It helps you learn new words. You hear new words being used in real situations. You understand how to use words in sentences. 4. It makes communication easier. Good listening helps you understand what others say. It makes conversations smoother and more enjoyable. 5. It helps with other English skills. Listening helps with reading, writing, and speaking. It's connected to all parts of language learning. Types of listening in English. There are different types of listening you can practice. 1. Casual listening. Listening to English songs, movies, or TV shows. This is fun and helps you get used to how English sounds. 2. Focused listening. Listening to learn specific information. For example, listening to the weather forecast to know if it will rain. 3. Interactive listening. Listening during a conversation. You need to understand and respond to what you hear. 4. Critical listening. Listening to form an opinion or make a decision. For example, listening to different product reviews before buying something. All these types of listening are important and help you in different ways. How to improve your listening skills. Now, let's look at some ways you can get better at listening in English. 1. Listen regularly. Try to listen to English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Make it a habit like brushing your teeth. 2. Start with easy material. Begin with simple English songs or short videos. As you improve, you can try more difficult things. 3. Use English subtitles. When watching videos, turn on English subtitles. This helps you connect the sounds you hear with written words. 4. Listen to different accents. Try listening to people from different English-speaking countries. This helps you understand different ways of speaking English. 5. Focus on the main idea. Don't try to understand every word at first. Try to get the general meaning of what you're hearing. 6. Repeat what you hear. Try to say the words and sentences you hear out loud. This helps you practice pronunciation and speaking. 7. Take notes. Write down new words or phrases you hear. You can look them up later to learn more. 8. Use listening resources for English learners. There are many websites and apps with listening exercises for your level. These often come with questions to check your understanding. This video has 3 parts, and we'll continue discussing more tips on how to improve your listening skills in the next parts. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining this lesson with English Mini Classroom. Keep up the great work with your listening practice. You're doing fantastic. See you in the next lesson.
Hello everyone, welcome to the final part of this A2 English practice video. In this part, we will talk about how to use the speaking skills you have learned and apply them in real-life situations. Using your speaking skills helps you build confidence and become better at communicating in English. One of the best ways to improve your speaking is by practicing in real-life situations. For example, when you order food at a restaurant or cafe, you can use polite language, ask for suggestions, and make special requests if needed. Try saying something like, "Can I please have a coffee with no sugar?" Or, "What do you recommend for lunch today?" Another great way to practice is by asking for directions. Use simple and clear language to get the information you need. You might say, "Could you tell me how to get to the nearest bus stop?" Or, "Where is the nearest supermarket?" Additionally, making small talk is another excellent way to practice. Talk about the weather, current events, or shared interests with people you meet. For instance, you can say, "The weather is nice today, isn't it?" Or, "Did you see the new movie that just came out?" Participating in public speaking activities is another way to boost your confidence and improve your speaking skills. You can give a short talk, speak at an event, or join a public speaking class. Public speaking helps you practice organizing your thoughts, speaking clearly, and engaging with your audience. For example, you can prepare a short presentation about a hobby, travel experience, or favorite book. If you're looking for more structured practice, consider joining workshops or classes that focus on public speaking. These settings offer a supportive environment to practice and receive feedback. You can also think about joining a Toastmasters club, which helps people improve their public speaking and leadership skills. Joining English conversation clubs or language exchange meetups is another great way to practice speaking with others. These clubs provide a friendly environment where you can discuss various topics and receive feedback. Look for local conversation clubs or language exchange events in your area for regular practice opportunities. If you prefer practicing online, many virtual conversation groups and language exchange platforms host regular meetings for English learners. Incorporating English into your daily activities is an excellent way to make speaking practice part of your routine. Try thinking in English throughout the day. You can describe what you see, plan your day, or even talk to yourself in English. This practice helps you feel more comfortable using English in everyday situations. Another idea is to keep a journal where you write about your daily experiences, thoughts, or reflections in English. This activity helps you express yourself and use new vocabulary. Setting specific speaking goals can also help. For example, you can aim to have a certain number of conversations each week or use new words in your speech. Tracking your progress and adjusting your goals will help you stay motivated. Reflecting on your progress is important as well. Take time to review your speaking achievements and celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. One way to track progress is to continue recording yourself, speaking and reviewing the recordings. Listen to how your speaking improves over time. Also, seek feedback from teachers, friends, or language partners. Their input can help you set new goals and continue improving. In conclusion, applying your speaking skills in real-life situations and engaging in different speaking activities helps build confidence and improve communication. By practicing in a variety of contexts and setting personal goals, you will see continuous improvement in your speaking abilities. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and keep using English in your daily life. Thank you for joining this lesson with English Mini Classroom. Keep up the great work with your speaking practice. You're doing fantastic. See you in the next lesson. Hello everyone, welcome back to this A2 English practice video. In this part, we will talk about some fun activities that can help you practice speaking English. These activities are designed to make learning enjoyable and help you get better at speaking in a relaxed way. A great way to practice speaking English is by playing games. For example, you can try playing 20 questions, where one person thinks of an object and the others ask yes or no questions to guess what it is. This type of game helps you practice asking and answering questions in English. Another fun option is charades, where players act out a word or phrase without speaking, and others guess what it is. This game encourages you to use descriptive language and understand body language. If you enjoy drawing, you could also try the activity Describe and Draw, where one person describes a picture or object, and others draw it based on the description. This exercise helps you practice giving clear instructions and understanding spoken English. Singing can also be a useful tool for improving your English. Karaoke is a fun way to work on pronunciation and rhythm. By singing along to English songs and paying attention to how words are pronounced, you can become more familiar with the sounds of English and improve your fluency. You can also set small challenges to push yourself further. For instance, try choosing a topic and talking about it for 1 minute without stopping. This can help you practice speaking smoothly and organizing your thoughts. Another idea is to try using a new word or phrase in your daily conversations. This will expand your vocabulary and help you become more comfortable using new language. Watching TV shows, movies, or videos in English is another great way to practice. After watching a scene, try repeating what the characters say. Copy their pronunciation and expressions. This exercise will help you practice speaking naturally while improving your listening skills. It's important to find conversation partners to practice with. Whether you join English conversation clubs, use language exchange apps, or talk with friends, regular conversations will give you valuable practice in different situations and help you get feedback on your progress. Creating a speaking routine is also key. Set aside a few minutes each day to practice speaking. You could talk about your day, describe what you see around you, or discuss a topic that interests you. Setting weekly speaking goals, like focusing on a specific topic or using new vocabulary in your conversations, can also help you stay on track. Joining discussions on topics like current events, hobbies, or cultural differences is another way to practice. Participating in discussions allows you to express your opinions, respond to others, and use different language structures in real conversations. You could also explore online groups or forums where you can talk with other English learners from around the world. These spaces provide excellent opportunities for conversation practice. Pronunciation is a big part of speaking clearly, so focus on improving any sounds or words that are difficult for you. You can use pronunciation guides, language learning apps, or other online resources to help you. Recording yourself while speaking and reviewing the recordings can also be helpful. By listening to your pronunciation, grammar, and fluency, you will be able to identify areas where you can improve. In conclusion, practicing speaking English doesn't have to be boring or stressful. By incorporating fun activities into your routine, you can improve your speaking skills while enjoying yourself. Keep experimenting with different methods to find what works best for you. Stay tuned for the final part, where we will explore more strategies for practicing speaking English.
Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English reading practice article. Today, we will discuss the real estate market in China and explore the pros and cons of buying or renting a home. Understanding these aspects is important for anyone planning to make decisions about where to live. The real estate market in China has changed significantly over the past few decades. Property prices in big cities have risen rapidly, especially in places like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. Many people hope to increase their assets by buying property because they believe that property prices will continue to rise. This makes buying a home an important goal for many families. However, as property prices keep going up, buying a home is becoming more difficult. The government has also taken measures to control prices and prevent the market from overheating. Despite these challenges, real estate remains a primary investment choice for many in China. There are many advantages to buying a home. First, owning your own home means you have a long-term stable place to live. You don't have to worry about rent increases or being asked to move by your landlord. Second, the value of your home may increase over time, helping you build wealth. Additionally, buying a home can give you a sense of security because you know the house is yours. However, buying a home also has its drawbacks. First, purchasing a home requires a large amount of money, often needing a loan, which can be financially stressful. Second, owning a home comes with many costs, such as taxes and maintenance fees. Finally, if you want to move, selling a home can take time, and the market may affect the selling price. Compared to buying, renting has some different advantages. First, renting offers more flexibility. If you need to move or change jobs, renting is easier than selling a home. Second, renting is usually cheaper than buying, especially in big cities. You don't need to pay a large down payment or interest on a loan, so you can save more money for other things. However, renting also has some disadvantages. First, renting doesn't provide long-term stability. You might face rent increases or risk not having your lease renewed by the landlord. Second, renting doesn't help you build assets. The money you pay in rent doesn't give you ownership of any property. Additionally, rental properties may not be as ideal as homes you own. Both buying and renting have their pros and cons, and the choice depends on your personal situation. If you have enough financial resources and plan to live in one place for a long time, buying a home might be the better option. However, if you prefer flexibility or don't have enough money saved, renting may be more suitable for you. That's all for today. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the article to see if you understood. 1. What are some advantages of buying a home? 2. Why might someone choose to rent instead of buying a home? 3. What has the government done to control property prices? Thank you for reading this article on the real estate market in China. Whether you decide to buy or rent a home, it's important to carefully consider your options and make a decision that fits your lifestyle and financial situation. Keep practicing your English and see you in the next lesson.
Hello everyone, welcome to this A2 English reading practice article. Today we will discuss the basics of family finance and investment. Learning how to manage money and invest wisely is important for building a secure financial future. Family finance refers to how you manage your money effectively. It includes creating a budget, saving, investing, and managing debt. By managing your finances well, you can ensure your family has enough money to cover living expenses, build savings, and prepare for the future. Family finance is important because it helps you take control of your financial situation. By creating a budget, you can clearly see where your money is going each month. Saving money helps you handle emergencies like illness or job loss. Investing allows you to grow your wealth and prepare for retirement or other long-term goals. Investing is a key part of managing your finances. Investing can help your money grow by purchasing assets that bring returns. Here are some common ways to invest. 1. Stocks. Stocks are shares of ownership in a company. When you buy stocks, you become a part owner of the company. If the company makes a profit, you can earn dividends or sell the stock for a profit. 2. Bonds. Bonds are a type of loan agreement. When you buy bonds, you are lending money to a company or government. In return, you receive regular interest payments and get your principal back when the bond matures. 3. Real estate. Buying property is another common way to invest. By purchasing a house or land, you can earn rental income or profit from the appreciation of the property's value. 4. Funds. Funds are a way to pool money from many people and have a professional fund manager invest it. Funds spread out investment risk and are suitable for people with little investment experience. While investing can bring high returns, it also comes with risks. Different types of investments have different levels of risk. For example, stock prices can fluctuate a lot, so they are high risk, while bonds are relatively low risk. Before investing, you should understand the risks and avoid putting all your money into one type of asset. Creating a good investment plan requires considering the following points. 1. Goals. Why are you investing? Is it for your children's education, retirement, or buying a house? Clear investment goals help you choose the right investment methods. 2. Risk tolerance. How much risk can you handle? If you don't like taking risks, you might prefer safer investment options. 3. Time horizon. How long do you plan to invest? Long-term investments usually carry lower risk and offer more stable returns. In addition to investing, here are some finance tips to help you better manage your family's finances. 1. Create a budget. Make a budget each month to ensure you don't overspend. List your income and expenses clearly and prioritize necessary spending. 2. Save regularly. Save a portion of your income each month for emergencies or future goals. Developing a savings habit will help you avoid financial stress during unexpected events. 3. Avoid unnecessary debt. Try to avoid unnecessary debt, especially high-interest credit card debt. If you have debt, make a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the article to see if you understood. 1. What are some common ways to invest? 2. Why is creating a budget important? 3. What should you consider when creating an investment plan? Thank you for reading this article on family finance and investment. By managing your money wisely and making smart investments, you can build a strong financial foundation for your future. Keep practicing your English and see you in the next lesson.